Howdy, folks. How's everybody doing tonight? This Friday night, 8:30 p.m., February the 3rd. February the 3rd, 2023. I almost said 2022. Oh, my goodness. So glad to be here. It has been a busy day for me and my family. Today's my daughter's 14th birthday. So it's been crazy. In fact, we have, I think, about 13 screaming girls at my house right now. So if it gets loud, that's what's going on. Okay. They're having a blast. Anyways, so that little disclaimer there, that's going to be huge. But we're looking forward to have Greg and Felicia coming in tonight. In fact, I see them downstairs. Hang on a second, and they're going to be coming up here. I just sent them the link. It's been so big. It's been right here to put that link in there. And says, "Hey, did I miss a link?" I'm like, "Nope, I missed a link." So, but anyways, but they're here. We're going to welcome them in just a second here. Literally, just a second. I want to make sure I get my comments. Here I am. All right, on the count of three, folks. Are you down there? Are you ready? 1, 2. What comes after 2? 3. Let's see. Howdy, folks.
Hey, Darian.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Hey, good to see y'all. I was trying to watch that live in between a bunch of screaming girls.
We can so relate. We had 2 daughters of our own. We're on the other end of it. Our youngest one is just about to turn 17 here in a couple of weeks. So
oh yeah.
So those days are behind us, I think. But I
never know what kid's gonna be coming in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What friend?
That's what we're finding out now too. 14, and my boy's 12. So, and yeah, I was reminded of how old my daughter's gonna be. I know, I'm gonna be. I was like, oh, okay, I know. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. And waited a long time for these boogers. And we were blessed to have 2. And after my wife was told that she couldn't have kids.
Oh wow.
And not to be about me right now, this is about y'all, but when I met her, she told me flat out, she goes, I'm unable to have kids. And I was like, well, too late. I fell in love with you. What are we going to do? And then boom, here's one. And then not 2 months later, boom. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, I'm good. I'm
good. Good Lord had other plans, right?
You got that right. But hey, I've been wanting to invite you up here. I've been looking forward to this date, here for quite a bit. And I'm glad you found time to come up and say hi. Our channels are different but the same. We love to travel. And I love to travel to Germany, and I love to travel. I love to cruise too. I'm not, my thing on my channel, I keep everything Germany. I got to in that realm,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why I have my other channel, Whatever Floats My Boat with a Twist. I put everything, whatever happens there. But anyways, but I love to travel. I love to cruise, and I love watching your show and your videos. Well, and I haven't watched every single one of them, but that is my goal. I have a habit of watching on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting good. I write notes. Okay, I need a comment on this video, comment on that video. So I got at least 4 videos that I watch of yours, especially the K, the Coco K, and all those. And so I have not commented yet, but you'll see those coming very, very soon. So
we appreciate that for sure.
Actually, it's hard. I try to support everybody. I want to support everybody, and it's so hard because you're supporting folks.
It is.
It is so difficult, especially when you got full-time jobs and
other endeavors.
It gets overwhelming at times because you feel obligated, especially when people come into your live stream too. And they're supporting you, and you feel like, man, I need to go support them too.
Got to get over there. Yes, yeah. So the struggle, because you want to make sure you get there, and then the next thing you know, the day is gone. It's like, ugh. Then you got to do your own stuff, Otherwise, you won't have anything, But it's good stuff. Now, folks out there in the chat, you know how I roll. If you don't know how I roll, I'm gonna tell you how I roll. I like to keep the conversation going, and don't we all? But I'm going to put everybody's link. I don't want to miss anybody, So if you see me go by, that doesn't mean, and I don't say anything, doesn't mean I didn't see it. If you see it up there, that means I saw it. But here's what I'm going to ask: if you have a question for Greg and Felicia, just put a Q, a capital Q, on there, and that lets me know we got a question for them, and it just a better flow, I think. So, but I do want to welcome everybody here. Like I said, here's Greg and Felicia from SCT Adventures, and I can't wait to find out more about that. So here we go. Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
When did y'all realize, hey, I want to make a YouTube channel? When did y'all realize that? Good night, Meg.
So it really started in 2019. We went on a cruise for our 20th anniversary in 2019.
Our first ever cruise.
And so we came back, and what really started it was some friends of ours went with us, Billy and Robin. Robin, the wife of the duo, I've led worship at a church for about 18 years, and she was on our worship team with us. And so I invited her. It was our first cruise. I said, hey, y'all go with us. And so they went with us. Well, her husband, Billy, he bought a GoPro for that cruise. And he filmed everything. I didn't. When we got back, he had all that footage, and Billy knows nothing. He can't even spell PC, Darian. So
CP, is that what you said?
Yeah. And so he brought this thing, and so he gave me the footage. And so I kind of put it together into something. And I said, I could kick myself for not filming this. And so about the same time, she decided, we fell in love with it so much that we decided she decided she wanted to be a TA as well, or because we had never cruised before. We wanted to help people
that hadn't cruised
that had never cruised before. So
that's
between
cool.
those two things and putting that video together, we said, let's just dive into it head first. Let's do a YouTube channel. Let's help people get into cruising and all this. So that's how it all.
We just want to share our passion and joy of cruising with others.
And then it turned into more. We hardly ever talk about the TA thing because we just love the sharing the adventures so much.
And so for some reason, people like our personality.
I don't know that everybody does.
Well, this guy does. Hey, I want you on my show. Absolutely. That's cool. Now y'all in Cairo, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Cairo, yeah.
Cairo.
Cairo.
I tell you what, I'm a Florida boy living in Georgia. Okay, I'm down in Perry, and the county is it's not Houston, it's Houston. So I come down here saying, hey, I'm in Houston County.
No.
I've spent a many days down in Perry working back at a previous job working at the paper mill down there. So.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I live. That's awesome. I live about 10 minutes from the fairgrounds, and 8 to 10 minutes from Buc-ee's. So
okay. So where was you from in Florida? Because I was thinking you were saying Perry, Florida, but you live in Perry, Georgia now.
Right.
Where was you from in Florida?
Right. Exactly. And there's a paper mill here too. Not in Perry, but that was a good question. But no, I'm from Ocala, Florida.
Oh, so you're from Ocala? Okay,
yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah. So if you go into Tampa, you're on 75. You go right through it. And that's where my folks been since the 1890s on my mom's side.
Really?
My straight from Ireland on my mom's side, and my dad's side, North Carolina, North Kakalaki, 1940 something. My dad was born in North Carolina, but I think a year and a half moved to Florida in the 40s. So so all my folks are there. We just want to try something different, So I dubbed myself a Florida boy living in Georgia, and we love it. We love it. It's great. Now, y'all from? Am I saying it right? Cairo?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Born and raised.
All right.
Now, pretty much. We've lived here our whole life. I spent 3 years on the road as a full-time Southern gospel musician, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then after that, I moved back home and we got married. But so
I did not know that. That's awesome. I heard you say you were the worship leader.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was a Southern gospel.
I was Southern gospel.
He's been to the National Quartet Convention and
sang that out.
What were some of the groups?
Does Blaine know this? Does Blaine?
Yeah, Blaine and I've talked about it. So we have.
Okay.
that was back in the 90s. That was years
I
and
think
years.
we were the only
years and
teenagers
years
that
ago.
would go to cathedral concerts.
Yeah,
Wow,
that was,
what?
Kind of stuck out.
I'm a big Blackwood Brothers, Florida Boys, all that stuff. So that I'm finding something out new. I love
yeah.
this.
I was a quartet nerd when I was in high school, and I wound up when I was in high school, I wound up singing with a group of guys. Their last names were Singletary. One of them wound up being a country singer. His name was Daryl Singletary.
How about
and
that?
and Daryl had a little brother and a cousin. His cousin Craig wound up going off and singing full time too. And Craig actually wound up being a lot more successful with it than I was. Craig sang with Brian Free and Assurance and the Dixie Melody Boys and some others. And I sang with some smaller groups, but now Craig is a state trooper for the state of Georgia, and he and I we go to the same church now and still lead worship on Sundays. So
that is awesome. That is really, really, really cool. That blows me away. I love that. And I'm not afraid to tell anybody. I'm a believer, and he is my all, and I'll tell anybody and everybody, anytime, any place, anywhere. And what a way to do it, through you singing gospel music. I mean, that's wonderful. And so, man, I'm cool. I'm like, whoa, show's over. I'm good. But anyways, so cruising. So was that your first cruise in 2019 when you went?
It was.
Right. Okay.
Before that first cruise, the only place we would go take vacations or anything like that was to the mountains.
Yeah, mountains or the beach. Yeah.
I hate the beach.
All right, we got a question here from some folks here. Do you have any idea who these are?
There's
they look kind of familiar.
There are besties. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. They're going to be on my show one of these days. So as soon as we figure out the times, we get in there and everything. The question is, Greg and Felicia, do either of you have German descendants?
You know what? I really don't know where my descendants are. I've never dug into it, to be honest with you. I mean, with the last name Welch, I'm
Welsh,
Irish.
Yeah, I would think that would be, and I don't even know on the other side of it, but I've never really dug into it. Now, you said that your step grandfather was.
Yeah, I mean German, but I don't know how far back.
I'll be honest with you, Darren. Until you invited us on here, I haven't really researched Germany that much, but I started digging into it after you invited us, and I've really it piqued my interest this week, and I'm like,
that's awesome.
I really I've got my 3 things that you was asking about, and I was like, hey, this is now got me kind of wanting to take a trip. So
well, that's wonderful. And just to let you know, I have 2 trips this year are already booked, taking folks. I'm not a travel agent like that. I take my friends, my friends, and we all split everything, including me. We rent a van, we split everything up, hotels, Airbnbs, everything, do it together and go all over Germany, have a blast. I'm filling up right now 2 trips for 2024. I have 4 slots left in June, taking folks. I take up to 9 or 10. I say 9 or 10. 9 is perfect, but if one more can fit in there, but no more than 10. And then September, I'm doing the same. And I think I have 1, 2, 3 that signed up for 2024. And we go all over the place. The one in June, I'm taking my church, actually. Folks from my church, we're doing the Martin Luther thing, we're Wittenberg. Martin Luther hung his theses. He hit it on the head, 95 times, back on 15, 17. And just the whole thing. So, just keep that in the back of your back pocket.
So when you go, how long do you normally stay?
Normally a group like that, probably 9 to 10 days. However, if the group wants to stay longer, I'll be glad to. We'll figure out when and where. But we hit a lot of stuff. I've learned not to like schedule too much, because I've done that before, knowing that I shouldn't put too much on it. I'll give you an example. I took this group and I said, hey, do y'all want to see Germany, or do you want to see as much as you can? I mean, see Germany as much as you can, or do you want to just stay in one spot? And well, let's go see as much as you can. Now I knew better. I was like, okay, we could do this, we could do that, and it was rough on me because I was driving everywhere. Oh, I got to get up again, but it's a lot of fun. So I've learned over the years after taking so many groups, I don't have to do everything because you're not going to get everything done. That's one of those. I'm still going to places that I haven't been yet in Germany. I go 2-3 times a year sometimes, and I go to a lot of places where I go over again because I love it. I love it so much. I'm a beach guy. I've always been a beach guy, but I'm also a mountain guy and Alps. I love being in the Alps. But I like my beach days too. That's why I like my cruises. I like both. But in Helen, Georgia, this will be the 3rd annual meetup. That's coming up the second weekend in March, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Friday we're meeting for spaghetti ice. That's that gold ice cream. Yeah, boy, just one bite, you're done. Saturday we're meeting at 6. That's a big shindig. Everybody coming. We're gonna have a big supper. And then Sunday we have church by the river. Because we're away the weekend. And last year, Brother Scott Hicks from Kicking It Country, he preached. We literally have it by the river. We had a whole order of service. So my mom goes. She made the bulletin up for us. We had an order of service. I love the music, and then Brother Scott he preached. This year he's going to be on a cruise, helping us for cruising. He was gifted with that cruise, so he won't be there. He's saddened. He wants to go on the cruise, but he's I'm going to miss Helen. That's something else. So as of right now, I'm going to be bringing the word on that Sunday, and if not, I got a friend of mine. He may be doing it, so it'll be the both of us, and that's what we do on Sundays, in the big city of Helen, Georgia.
That's awesome.
Now you said y'all been there before.
We have.
Thank you, Kelly and Tammy, for doing all these links and everything. How often do y'all go?
We've only been.
We actually haven't been to Helen.
We've only been a couple of
years?
times, and the last time we went was 6 or 7 years ago. So it's been a while. We hadn't really done a whole lot since we started cruising. To be honest with you, other than cruise, that's pretty much been all we've done. So
right. Wow. Well, you make your videos look fun. I mean, that's a lot of fun. That's for sure. I like to cruise. I was just on a cruise back in October. It was a cousin and I cruise. We it was supposed to be my family, but we got mixed up with the dates, and I called my cousin up. I said, "Hey, cuz, you want to go on?" I didn't even explain what happened. You want to go on a cruise? He's like, "Yeah, when?" I was like, "Well, cool." And then Blaine did the same thing. He was going to be our roommate, but then his wife decided to go. So it still worked out, but of course he stayed with his wife, and my cousin and I, we had the room, but anyways, had a blast, and we were supposed to go again together January 15th, but circumstances with my wife couldn't do it that way, so I couldn't do it that weekend, so now I have to rebook, which I have rebooked, so I'm looking forward to that. So when is y'all's next cruise?
April 27th.
We're going to be on the MSC Seaside April 27th with Kurt and Marcia from See Me Traveling. So,
that's great.
Yeah, it's somebody's birthday that week. So, and it's a big one. We won't talk about which one it is, but
Marcia's got a big one too.
Yeah,
got two birthdays that weekend.
Well, Marcia's is this month or something like that, but it's actually her birthday that week. So we decided to go.
We're making it a birthday cruise.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, we just took one on the MSC. We've only ever done Carnival, but we decided to branch out and try MSC, and we're giving it a shot.
Yes.
That's awesome. I've not been on MSC yet. I would like to.
It's very European. Is the way they would describe it. It's
really?
different. It is. Yeah. Wow. It's an Italian cruise line, so it's that's kind of what it's geared towards. But
that's so much to know about it. I didn't know that either. So that's awesome. I've been on Carnival. I've been on Royal. Carnival more than Royal, and then a long time ago, Veracruz. I don't know if you heard of it. Veracruz came out of Tampa. That was my graduation present from my parents. They I didn't know I was going on a cruise. My parents dropped me up to the port, told me to get out of my car, have my suitcase packed, and she goes, "Your tickets are in the car. There's the port. See you later." What? What in the world? And that was about 2.5 weeks before I left for the Army. So that was my going away and graduation present at the same time. I'll never forget that. So that was real cool. I think it was 7 days. And the big thing, this is back in the 80s, you call ship to shore from the telephone. Yeah, so I called my mom and dad. Hey, I'm calling from the middle of the ocean. Here I am. That was in 1987, 88, 80, one of those, 88, I guess. But yeah, good time. What is your favorite cruise so far? You've been on the Vista, right? Was it the Vista you're on?
Right. We've been on the Valor a couple of times. We've been on the
What was the last one?
First was Victory.
The first one was Victory. We've been on the Valor twice. The last one was the Sunshine.
That's what okay. That's what I meant. Okay, so Sunshine.
Yeah, the last Carnival was Sunshine.
Done Sunrise.
Sunshine, Sunrise, the
Ecstasy.
Magic, the Ecstasy. Yeah, I'm trying to think of all of them. We hit them hard. We went through a bunch of them there in the past couple of years. So, but the favorite one would probably be, I don't know. I mean, the Valor has a special place in our heart for some reason. We like it.
I was going to say, are you doing by port, by ship?
It's hard to pick a favorite, Derry.
I understand, totally understand that. I tell you what, the last one I was on was on the Horizon, and I absolutely loved it. It was a beautiful ship. We had a bunch of folks there. There were I don't know the number, but there were 40-something people, including John and Nancy right here. And just a bunch of. I don't want to miss anybody. But it was just a great time. That first Helping Hands for Cruising, the inaugural cruise, that was so neat, so cool to be a part of. And hence that's why I'm booking again on the Horizon. So I'm sort of swimming. Hey, that's perfect. I'm swimming towards the Horizon.
I really looked at Horizon this week. I recommended it to a group that's coming up.
Oh yeah,
that's a really nice ship.
Now let's talk about you. You're now I understand that are both of y'all both of y'all the TA?
Yeah, he is.
She's the only one that
I just have it on. My name's on the paper. But he does a better job.
No, she took the course and all that right after that cruise in 2019. She came back and she went through whatever it's called.
Yeah, I did Travel Agent Online Campus, got my certification, and then the world shut down.
And she got hooked up with a company. Her host agency's Travel Planners International. So she's technically the one that's registered with them and all that, but like
I said, he does a good job too.
I help her with it some, but yeah, she's the one. But we, it's the thing. We're not salesmen. It's not our primary occupation by any stretch of the means.
No, we both have full-time jobs.
So that's why we're not pushy with it. We just like to help people that need help or first time. We really like first time cruisers because that's the ones that have the most questions. I've seen her so many times help people. I mean, literally do everything but drive them to the port and get them on the ship, and that's the thing that we like.
Especially back when all the mandates and the protocols.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And the older type folks needing some help.
Yeah, back when you were having to take the test and all that, I've seen her schedule the test for people, make sure they were going to get to their test.
Oh, that's awesome.
And do all that stuff. So
print out the results for them.
Oh yeah, everything.
I like that. Thorough. I like thorough people. Check the list on everything.
And even now, I got a message. I think it was yesterday. It was from somebody that watched one of our videos that said, "I'm freaking out. I've got my first cruise tomorrow or next month, and I don't know this. I forgot exactly what she said." And I said, "Relax. You're going to be okay. You don't need to worry about this, this, and this. You're going to have a great time." It's just that's what we like to do, help people. And
that's awesome. Y'all and we got the same outlook. It seems like I do the same thing. I'm not a TA or nothing, but I write itineraries for people who want to go to Germany. I started that during the C word time. I've always announced how I help anybody travel. But But I was like, hey, since we're here, I'll help somebody make itinerary. So I've been making itineraries for folks since all that stuff, the C word, and I just pushed 50. I made 50 itineraries so far, and so far 34 of the 50 has gone on my itineraries. I say my itineraries, but I spend time with them. I say, well, how much time do you have? What do you want to see? Are you want history? Do you want a city? Do you want country? Do you want both? You want a mixture of this, mixture of that? And y'all know as well as I do. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their different style, and that's what I want to make sure to do what they want to do. Not the bus is leaving at 2:32. Get on the road. And whatnot. So I make it towards what they want to do, and they say, well, how much do you charge? I'm a smile. You just smile at me and give me a call and say, hey, I enjoyed it. Hey, I'm happy.
That's the same way we feel. Yeah.
And then I see that, and then that is so awesome. I love helping people. I love people. I'm a people person, and y'all have to be, and I see that y'all are. So, definitely do that.
We try to be.
Ocean to Ocean. How's it going, guys? They're going to be my guests too one of these days. So, I believe next weekend I got them on the schedule. Matter of fact, if you're listening, I sent you a text, so make sure you get that. So very important. And we're going to get to the bony part in just a few minutes when I ask you the questions that I wanted, the homework I gave you.
I made some notes. I got my notes.
That's awesome. Hey, Lori. Let me look in here. And folks, I just want to remind you, if you have a question, just put a capital Q on there. That alerts me. Hey, boom, I got a question. And we'll get it there. All right, it's just a great neighbor. I plan to go to cruising. Yes. That's awesome. I tell you what, we traveled together last June, him and our friend Ari. We had a blast in Germany. They're going back. I think that's their third time going back down to Germany.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what's funny. Helping people over the years. I take them there sometimes, or sometimes I give them direct directions. And I got 5 or 6 folks that they're on their like third trip since me. We didn't realize how Germany is.
I was going to say, it sounds like Germany's about as addictive as the cruising is.
Is. And Germany has cruising too, and I direct people a lot to the river cruises, like Viking cruises. Mm-hmm. There's other cruise lines too besides Vikings. There's 2 or 3 other. I don't want to say use the word knockoff because they're nice, but there's 2 or 3 other ones too. And people ask me about that. Well, are there any cruises in Germany? Yes. Guess what? And I just direct them that way, and it's just really neat. I have not been on a 4-day or 5-day or whatever on the river cruise, but I have been on the 3 or 4 hour cruise, 3 or 4 hour, you cruise and everything. And in fact, the meetup in Germany, I have 2 meetups a year, one in Helen, Georgia. And then the one in July 1st is going to be in Heidelberg, Germany. It's right there on the river, the Nectar River. And I'm in the process now of scheduling a boat, a river boat. It's 3 to 4 hours. It's got a buffet on it. That's going to be the meetup. We're all going to meet there. We're just going to cruise, and you cruising down the river. You got all these castles, all down the river and stuff like that, and you're sitting there just hanging out. And then afterwards, we all go get that ice cream called spaghetti ice. Oh, you'll be a new man and woman once you get one little bite of that. I mean, woo!
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's really good. If I get started on spaghetti ice, that's what we all talk about. So I'm trying to be careful right now. But I'm going to send you some stuff on spaghetti ice for sure. Let's see here. Give. You're doing a great job, Kelly. Okay, there we go. Everyone's saying hi here. Good deal. All right. So I'm going to hang on a second. There we go. Okay. Krubby's here. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Everybody knows Krubby. And folks out there in the chat, if you don't know who any of these folks are in the chat, click them, find out who they are, and say hi to them. I'm not telling everybody, hey, go sub everybody. I'm not telling you that. But if you like them, heck yeah, hit that button. You know what I mean? And so good stuff. And especially go to SCT Adventures and hit that button. Don't tell them I say anything, but they're awesome. So go to their channel. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know.
Hello, Billy. Oh, You're here. Hello, Joe the Beagle. Let me say, all right. So I'm going to keep on going through the chat. And now in the meantime, we want to keep a good flow. All right. Now I gave y'all some homework.
Mm-hmm.
And my homework was, the question was, okay, if you were to go to Germany right now, if you're planning a trip for Germany, what 3 places would you like to visit and why? And who would like to go first?
So we kind of collaborated on these and came up with these together.
Okay.
So growing up in the 80s, and Reagan and all that, my first one would be Berlin, which is probably the anybody that doesn't know Germany that well, probably their first one. But I still kind of play in a cover band. The name of our band is Winds of Change, which was a popular song from the Scorpions based around the wall coming down. So I would like to go see the Berlin Wall, and just for the history aspect of it. So that was the first one we talked about, and so I don't know if that's probably a novice answer for those that aren't skilled in Germany, but you can tell me a little bit more about that, and
I sure will.
So is that just a touristy place now, or has it still got some historic significance that people go to?
There are tons of historical significance on that. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to say it's touristy for the history. Okay. It's not Disney World. You know what I mean? You're where the Brandenburg Gate's located, where Reagan got up there and says, Gorbachev, tear down these walls. I was in Germany, by the way. I was stationed there in the military at the time.
Oh, wow.
And they put us on alert and all that stuff. And I'll never forget that. But, Gorbachev tearing down these walls. That was that was neat. And then, but I've stood in the same place where that took place. I've taken people there. Hey, this is where this happened. The Brandenburg Gate, where I saw GDR like machine gun nests or tanks or military vehicles parked.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show a picture and say, hey, look where you're standing right now. Look at this. And they're like, what in the world? I say, yeah, you're standing right where stuff happened, and it's pretty neat. The East Germany is still they come a long way since 1989 when the wall came down. And reunification and in the 90s and all that stuff came a long way. I say that when they were cut off from the world, basically, time stopped in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
Time completely stopped. So all the, advances and everything, electricity and all that stuff, they just kept going on the west side. But the east side, they still had the old lamps and, for street lights and stuff like that. And it always seemed like gloomy on that side for some reason. But today it's really changing. You see a lot of the each time I go to that city, I see a different change. When I went back in 2008 for the first time in Berlin since, oh my goodness. In fact, I wasn't even in Berlin. I was just on the outskirts. You could see it from a certain part. That was in 1989. Okay, because you couldn't get close to that unless you had to there's this thing called a duty train. It's a special permission to get in that area. A lot of people take the duty train. You can go explore a little bit and everything. I never got a chance to do that, but I know a lot of people have. But when I went back in 2008 and actually got to walk around the Brandenburg Gate and all that stuff, I took my wife. My wife was with me and all that stuff. And this is pre-kids, and it's cold that day too. It was still dark then in 2008. But since 2008, I've been back to Germany. Now, it took me 19 years to get back to Germany. So I went back in 2008. Since 2008, I've been back 23 times.
Oh, wow.
And I visit Berlin at least every other trip I go. There's been I think maybe 2 times I didn't go every other time, but I made sure I made up for it, Mm-hmm. But it's a wonderful city to reminisce. I suggest I tell people to study up on it, read up on it, Google it, read books on Berlin. So when you do get there, you're like, wow, okay, I'm going to find this place, and you go find Checkpoint Charlie, you go find all the stuff where everything happened. The Reichstag that was burnt down. Hitler burned it down to the ground, and not to the ground because it's stone, but burn it up. You got all the government buildings right there, for Germany.
Mhm.
But so much. I could talk forever on this, but yeah. But Berlin is to answer your question. Yes, a lot of history, and it's definitely worth going and study. And I tell folks, study, study, study. I've taken people, in particular. I won't say a name, but I took a person. I did all this work. Hey, check this out, and I took them with me. We were on a group. And
Mhm.
he's like, so what's this? What's this? And I gave everybody else. They did their homework. They said, wow, this is boom, 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 boom. And oh, I didn't know that. I said, and he sort of told me he did. He gave me the impression that he read up on everything, and I could tell. And but then he started reading stuff along the way, and he's like, oh, I wish I would have read this before. I wish I would have read this before. But
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of how we are with cruising. I don't like to be surprised, but I want to know before I go into it what. So
absolutely.
mhm.
Absolutely. What other cities or towns or places?
Well, the second one that when I was doing my research on was Cologne.
Cologne,
Just
yeah.
from what I was reading, the cathedrals and the churches and all that kind of piqued my interest. The history behind all that. So
Beautiful town. You have Cologne, which is not far at all from Frankfurt. Okay, so
mhm,
it's like well now it's something like less than an hour train ride from Frankfurt. So
mhm,
if you fly into Frankfurt, train system over there is phenomenal. The train system is you go anywhere, any place in Germany, Europe, let alone Germany, Europe on trains. Very easy, very simple, and very affordable. But an hour you're in Cologne. Cologne's got the old town. In fact, the old town there is right by the river. You see Viking ships. They dock up there, and other ships too, cruise ships. And like I said, I never cruised on the Viking ship, just the river ships, the 3 or 4 hour ones, whatever. But I went up and I was taking some pictures of it and everything, and I was talking to the guy, and he goes, "Have you ever been on one?" I said, "I haven't." He goes, "Come see here," German guy. So he let me walk around the boat, and I was like, "Man, this is awesome," And I have some pictures and video. I haven't put those out yet. I have a plan for that later, but he let me tour the boat, and he showed me places. I got to see where the captain sits and all that stuff. No one
mhm.
was there. Everybody was out and about, on the port, walking around. But I was like, man, this is awesome. Thank you, thank you. Then I tried to tip him a couple euros for letting me do it. He's like, 9, 9, 9. No, have fun. 9, 9.
Oh wow.
So I was like, man, that's awesome. But Cologne's a very nice city, a very old city, and you mentioned the cathedral, which is right there at the Bahnhof, which
Mhm.
is the train station. Tons of history there. I mean, there was if you like World War II history, there's a lot more than World War II history, but World War II history, you'll see like in old films, you see battles that was fought there right in front of the cathedrals, tanks, American tanks, German tanks blowing each other up right there. And you're walking around all this stuff, real life history that happened, and it's just really really amazing. And I love taking folks and say, you know what, it happened here, right here. No matter where I'm at, Cologne or whatever city, is just really neat to do that. So Cologne also has a chocolate factory, by the way. They make chocolate, and if you like chocolate, that's the place to go. You go to the chocolate museum, and part of the museum, you walk through, and you open up your hand, and there's like a machine that pops out fresh chocolate, fresh. It's hot. The chocolate's
Oh,
hot, and you come out stuffed. You're like, man, I can't eat nothing because of all this chocolate. But yeah, so much to see in Cologne, and so much. All right, now what was the third one?
all right. So the third one, as I was reading up on this, as she can tell you, when we go on vacation, we're all the time sightseeing. I mean,
That's why I like cruising.
I will ride for hours sightseeing. So this one kind of piqued my interest, which was this thing called the Romantic Road.
Okay. Yes.
So, which said it went between what was it,
Road.
Wurzburg and Fusen, or however how you pronounce it. But
Yeah.
I was
That's
reading
good.
up about that. So tell me about that. That piqued my
Absolutely.
interest.
Absolutely. You have the Romantic Road, okay, and like I said, Würzburg, their Germans pronounce their W's as V's. So,
Okay.
Okay.
so that's when you hear Würzburg, and then you're like, no, I said Würzburg. Well, yeah, that's American way. Würzburg, if we look at it, but it's a Würzburg, because the V, water is Wasser, so it just takes time. But yes, you starting up there, Würzburg, you got the wine region. You see like vineyards everywhere. I mean, just right on the river. I mean, beautiful. And if you like to eat like I do, oh my goodness, you'll be heaven on earth. I mean, pork's called Schweinehaxe, starting in Würzburg. This big old chunk of pork, which by the way you can find in hell, and it's not the same as the one in Germany, but it's pretty close. And all the fixings, to go with it. Of course, spaghetti ice. I'm gonna get started. So, but anyways, yeah, Würzburg. It goes all the way down through Rothenburg. You're basically going through Bavaria, Rothenburg. You're going to Garmisch. You're going to Berchtesgaden. You're going through Fusen. That's where the Neuschwanstein Castle. That's where sort of a glare right there. But there's the castle. That's where Walt Disney World. Walt Disney himself, Mr. Disney. That's where he got the idea for Cinderella Castle for Disney World.
Oh,
from Germany. He went and he visited this castle, and he's like, "Wow, this is awesome!" And that's what he did in California. And then of course when he went to Orlando, but it's based off this castle. And King Ludwig, I call it King Ludwig. We would say Ludwig, Ludwig. I call it King Ludwig's house. Oh, we're going to King Ludwig's house today. But it's pretty neat. You got to see that. Now, this is touristy. That is kind of touristy.
yeah.
I like visual because it's real. I mean, it's a real castle. I mean, it's real, but it's a different type of touristy. You know what I mean? It's real, but it's the most well-known castle. Now, I just did a video the other day. There are over 20,000 different types of castles in Germany. Over 20,000. You'd be driving down the road, and all of a sudden you'll see nestled up in the hills somewhere a castle. Some might be falling down. But there are a lot of them that are immaculate. The families kept them. They still live in them, and not every one of them, but a lot of them, like Berg Eltz. You just everywhere you go. You could be on a river, and like that river I told you about in the meetup coming up, we're going to see castles just up and down the river on both sides, and it's just really, really neat. But that's I tell people you got to see this one. You have to get it knocked out, and just say you've been there. But that's Fusen, right? And it's just beautiful. The romantic road. Rothenburg is one of those towns. It's the oldest medieval town, working medieval town. I got videos on that as well. That's still working. It's got the old city gate around there. You can actually walk on the gate and walk all the way around the city gate up to certain points. It's got the old town, saved from war. It was never bombed. So, I mean, you got buildings back there that are old. I mean, 200s, 300s, I mean, it's just really, really amazing. And that town, there is a story on that town. And people say, well, it's a myth, but it's actually written in history books. The town was surrounded by an army. I forgot the army. I don't want to misspeak, but it was an army. It was a fighting army going in there, going to take the town down. And went to the mayor and says, hey, if you drink this whole thing of beer, we'll spread the town. But you got to drink this. You got to chug this beer because over there, beer is different than here. I mean, it's just part of culture.
Right.
So as a symbol of, I guess, peace, he chugged the beer and they all got along together and everything. And that was a true story. You heard people say, well, it can't be, but it's true. It's recorded in history. But all these towns are beautiful. You get down to Bavaria, you get in the Alps. Now, let me back up a little bit. All of Germany is beautiful. I mean, Bavaria, those are the first places I went to. I lived there for 6 years total, but northern Germany too. You got some beautiful areas there too. And there's places that I'm still exploring in northern Germany, Leipzig. I've been there several times now. I can't wait to go to Leipzig. That's so much history in that. And especially I'm taking, folks on my Martin Luther tour, doing the Wittenberg and the footsteps of Luther, just where the diet of worms happened, which is down to Heidelberg. And he says, I will not recant my writings. Here I stand. God help me. I say, hey, this is where it happened. But it is just really, really awesome. Any other towns you found?
I mean, other than history like Nuremberg, stuff like that.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm more so from the history side of it than the touristy stuff, But yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, Nuremberg too. Now, that place has a lot of history. Well, tons and tons of history. Now, Nuremberg was bombed pretty heavily during World War II. That was it was a Nazi hotbed at one time, and that's where the H word, held a lot of his rallies there and stuff like that. So it was bombed pretty bad. Now they rebuilt the city to spec to what it looked like before. Now they were able to save some of the buildings, but they built them to spec. But they raised the doors a little bit, stuff like that. But it looks the same. It's still an old town. The World War II, the Nuremberg trials, of course, happened in Nuremberg in 1945, 1946, when all those Nazi leaders were adjudicated, and I'll just leave it at that. But it happened right there, and I actually visited the courtroom, which still stands today. It's still a working courtroom today. And it looks exactly the same, and just really, really neat. And another good thing about Nuremberg, that's where the first Christmas market was invented way back when. I don't remember the date. Like I said, I never want to misspeak. If I don't know, that's one thing that's a pet peeve. Folks like pull out stuff out of the air. I'm not afraid to say, I don't know. Let me check my references first. But, it was the very first Christmas market right there in Nuremberg. Of course, it's all over Germany. It's all over Europe now. But my very first Christmas market was in Nuremberg as a kid in 1978. So I was 9 years old. My dad was stationed over there, in Germany. So I'll never forget this. Mom had to work. It was a Saturday, and my dad says, "Hey, I'm taking Darren. We're going. We're going to Nuremberg on the train and walk around the Christmas market." Well, that's what we did. I'll never forget that. It's got the smells, all the food, all the different gingerbread. Oh, fresh right there. And every time I go back, I think of my dad. He's with the Lord now. I think about my dad way back when he took me around and look at this. So it brought back a lot of memories. There's a lot of places to go. That's for sure. But that's awesome that you did this little I don't want to say assignment, fun assignment.
It was fun. I mean, it was fun researching. I did not realize the amount of places. I mean, once you started reading up on it, so just
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places. Well, is all the above. I love it, but is Garmisch, Germany. I go to Garmisch every time. I don't go to Germany unless I go to Garmisch or Schweinfurt or Heidelberg or I'll keep going. But I go to Garmisch and I go to Heidelberg. Garmisch is right there down there in the Alps. The Alps start in Munich. Okay, Munich's the city, but it starts there. Garmisch is a 45-minute trip, car ride from Munich. Okay, train ride is only an hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half tops. Train ride from Munich to Garmisch, and you're just surrounded in snow-capped mountains and Alps and stuff like that year round. Now in July they don't have snow everywhere, but just like little patches of snow. But they got this place called the Zugspitze. Okay, it's called the highest peak in Germany. You go up this gondola. There's several ways to get up there. There's a gondola, there's a train, but I like going to the gondola first and then come back on the train. But you go up to the highest point, which is called the Zugspitze, and that's what means the highest point in Germany. They call it the top of Germany, and you can see 5 different countries, directions of countries from that one spot. Oh wow, there's a French Alps. Oh, there's Italian Alps. There's a Swiss Alps. There's an Austrian Alps, and there's the German Alps. So forward. Just keep going around and around. There's so much to see. And I'll share we did this. I taught Sunday school for years for my college and career, late college career, and I was going to Germany and everything. And I had one of my students that they say, "Well, I'll fill in for you," because I didn't say anything yet. I'm like, "No, we're still going to have class. And I'm going to teach it." So I taught about the temptation of Jesus on the spot up there. So I did with my live Facebook
Oh
up there,
wow.
and gave that lesson. Excuse me, gave that lesson right there about when Jesus was tempted and all that stuff, and where Jesus spoke that scripture, But anyways, but I did it, and you're seeing all these just mountains and Alps everywhere. It was really really neat. Now,
Cool.
all these years later, people are like, well, you got to go up there, do it again, do something else. So I got to come up with something else.
That's
But,
cool.
did you see that video that I put out? I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you didn't, that's okay. No, no, let me rephrase this. I put out a video, it was 2 videos ago, put it out there as a general call. So folks out there in the chat, I'm talking to you too. I'm asking for you folks to come up with 3 places that you would like to see, to visit. Pretend that you're visiting Germany, and if you could make a short video, no more than 2 minutes. But it doesn't have to be 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be a minute. It could be 20 seconds. And 3 places that you would like to visit in Germany. That would be awesome. And what I'm doing, Greg Felicia, I'm making putting all these videos together, and I'm making and all in one video. I already have, I think, 7 or 8 videos where people already sent me in already. Different fellow YouTubers and stuff. So even non-YouTubers, they got in on it. So, so that's a general call. If you want to, it'll be something fun. If you are a YouTuber, give me your 3 and why and all that good stuff. Where we like to visit and why. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to promote you. So I'm going to put your channel name below while you're doing your video, and one after the other. So so I would love to see your video, Greg Felicia, if you would like to. Like again,
Yeah, we'll do one. And for the record, I did watch that. That's the one you sent us in the messenger, and I did watch it. So
yes, sir. Absolutely. That'd be cool to get as much people involved.
yeah, you had the cutoff date was it in May? Was that when you had?
Absolutely. May 1st, one May.
See, I did watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's cool. That is awesome. I just never want to put anybody on the spot.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I got
you watched that video, didn't you? Didn't you? Hey, Bama, how's it going there? Now, that's the biggest Gator fan. I mean, biggest Alabama fan that I know. What did y'all? Are y'all Bulldog fans? Bama fans?
We are. I'm a. Here's the thing. My son-in-law's a big Gator fan. You'd get along great with him, but
all right.
But I grew up an Auburn fan, but now I'm more just a Southeastern Conference fan than I am anything, because we're right here by Florida State, and we can't stand the we can't stand. I can't stand Florida State. Can't stand them.
That's why we get along, sir.
But with the Georgia run, as long as the SEC's winning, that's kind of who we pull for. We have our favorites within, but yeah,
absolutely. So. Yeah, of course, I love my Gators. I'm a season ticket holder still and all that stuff. And I'm from 45 minutes south of Gainesville and all that good stuff. Of course, I used to work in Gainesville too. So my office, I could see Florida Field from my office where I worked.
Oh, wow.
But I was so busy, I didn't get a chance to look too much. I see it in the morning, saw it when I left. But hey, Bama, if you look in the description below of this live stream, I put their no, I didn't. You said Kelly and Tammy. Kelly and Tammy, can you put your link? I was talking about Greg and Felicia. I put Greg and Felicia's link down there. But yeah, Kelly and Tammy, you can put your link in there. That's no problem. That would be great. There it is. Okay. Well, no, there's Bama's. I'm sure you heard it by now. Who was the code? Oh, how's it going there? All right. So how long y'all been married?
How old's our oldest?
We've been married this October. We will have been married 24 years.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because Carol will be 23.
Yeah, 24 years. We dated off and on 8 years before then. So we've been together
30-something years.
Quite a long time. So
that's awesome. Well, let's go back a little bit further. When did y'all meet? And how did you meet?
We met in high school.
High school.
Mm-hmm. She's a lot older than I am, so
Did not look.
9 months. I'm 9 months older.
So we were in choir together in high school, and just started dating, and that's, like I said, it was off and on. It wasn't a continuous 8 years, but whenever I was on the road, we were dating, and then I came off the road. We got married.
Oh, that's awesome. That's I love hearing stories like that. You know, I met my wife, and man, I fell in love. I was like, bing, ding, ding.
I did too, Darren. Keep in mind, I did too.
No, you picked on me.
No, I'm saying
it was a love
hate
or a hate love.
I'm saying the first night we went out, I told her I loved her the first night, and she broke up with me the next night. So
the first night,
you don't do that.
So that's what I told her. So
slow down.
That's awesome.
So I knew it the first night, but so anyway.
Right. Yeah, they do that. They do that for sure. Absolutely. That's a good thing, Felicia. Keisha, yes, Keisha, I'm with you all the way. You know, study up, read up, and no matter where you go, you're on a cruise ship or learn everything about that cruise ship. You know, you go wherever you go here in the United States, anywhere you go. It's always good to read up on it, study up on it, so you can enjoy it better. You know, I enjoy it so much better. If I've never been to a place, I want to know, okay, where am I going so I can see it? I want to see it. You know, and you still go to places, new places, and like, oh, I didn't realize that. Let me find out. Now, I love technology. Technology is awesome. I can pull up my phone. I can Google it right there. Oh, cool. This is where it happened. Whoa. You know, that's really good. Darren, you're definitely willing permission. All things there. Hey, thank you, Keisha. You know, I appreciate that. That's my passion. I love it. I love going, and I love sharing like this fine couple here, sharing what I love, you know, and helping people travel and whatnot. And I just really enjoy it. Thank you, Kelly and Tammy. Kelly and Tammy's, they've been on it, you know, doing all these putting all these.
Kelly and Tammy are awesome people.
Yes,
they drove all the way from Louisiana to our daughter's wedding last June over here.
How about that?
So they are amazing people.
How about that? That is awesome. We work together at we volunteered together up in Tennessee, helping Kenneth. I was involved with that. I don't like eyes, but we were all involved with that, and we worked side by side and had a ball. It was work, but we had fun doing it. And the thing about it is good people. And if you look up good people, if you Google it, their picture will pop up.
Yes, they are. They are amazing people. And Kelly, tell Tammy that the gimbal was charged on the last cruise. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw that and I meant to say it and I kept going.
No, I saw it. I kept it in the back of my head.
Well, thanks for catching that, because I saw it, but I guess I forgot I saw it and kept going. So thank you. So, man, hello, Keisha. Oh, there we go. You got anything coming up on your channel at all?
Nothing coming up other than just our live streams until the next cruise. I probably got some stuff that I'll throw together between now and then, just little bits and pieces of stuff. But yeah, nothing major.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and thank you very much for being here. And then I'm gonna finish up the chat. I don't want to hold you up, but you know, I respect everybody's time. So
thank you for asking.
Yeah, appreciate you having us on. And sometime I get up your way a lot for work, and so sometime I need to hit you up whenever I'm up there, and we do lunch.
Please do. Yeah, you know, I'm good for good lunch. You know, so or anything. So feel free to contact me. And I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually have 4 channels. Are you aware of my other channels?
I know of one other one.
Okay. Well, one of them is it's called A Moment in the Word.
Yes, that's the one I know.
Yeah, I get the notifications and watch those.
All right, I do that one. I do that every day, Monday through Friday, and then I have a Whatever Floats My Boat. That's the one where I do whatever. I put everything on that one. You know, I'm combing my hair today. I'm just kidding, but and then my latest one is a violin. I'm learning to play the violin. I just had my 4th lesson the other day. And so I got a channel dedicated just for my violin. It's called Violin Aspirations. And
That's awesome.
I got 6 episodes. And what I'm doing, I'm just recording the progress or my journey. It's my violin journey.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you real quick how that happened was I've always loved the violin music. Always a violin. The only thing I can play is a radio. Okay. And that's if it has batteries or I can plug it in. Okay. That's the only thing I can play. But I never attempted to play anything. I was on the cruise ship in October and I had Kenny with me. I was pushing Kenneth in a wheelchair.
Uh-huh.
I was about to go up the elevator and I heard elevator music. Oh my goodness. I heard violin music. And I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. And then it hit me. I'm like, is that live? And I pushed Kenny over there. I'm like, oh, wow, it's live. Well, I was stuck there for the rest of the cruise. I mean, I was there all night, 4 hours each night. I was just like, whatever. And then I was just so inspired. I'm like, you know what? It's not too old to learn a new trick.
Nope.
So I said, I'm gonna learn how to play the violin. I mean, if I just played Mary Had a Little Lamb, I'm gonna be ecstatic, So I contacted somebody from the ship, send a message, hey, do you have any openings and everything? Well, long story short, no one had any openings till January. So I started in January at Second Baptist up here. They have a music school. And so once a week I go in there and
That's cool.
That's
I'm
awesome, though.
We
I'm
like
scared.
watching
I'm scared.
violin players on the cruise.
They were great. They were the Polaris Trio,
Uh-huh.
and they were just wonderful, and good people skills too, people person,
Mhm.
and it was just really really cool. But yeah, that's good stuff. Well, folks, thank you so much again for being here, and definitely let's connect and keep in touch. And folks out there, make sure if you don't know SCT Adventures, I hope you do now. Their link is in my description. I made sure that it's there, and go ahead and tell them I sent you, and we'll just go from there. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Darian. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Good
Y'all take
night.
care. Y'all welcome anytime.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, that was wonderful, folks. That was really, really cool to have them up here, Greg and Felicia. I really enjoy that. I wish we had more time, but I don't want to take away from other people's time too. We have other channels that are on, and I don't ever want to divert from that. And I don't get offended if you want to go to someone else's channel too to support them. In fact, I like that. I love that. But I do know we have nautical something? So many names. I wrote it down. I don't know where I wrote it down at. Where'd it go? Naughty Cruisers. Naughty Cruisers are on now. And then at 10 o'clock, we have Down Under Cruisers. So if you tell those folks that some magnificent Germany raid, that'd be awesome. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish the chat here. Make sure you get everybody. Kelly and Tammy, I appreciate you putting all the links on here. That is really, really awesome of you. My friend Eric, buddy, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well today. Hope you are doing well, sir. And thanks for calling me. When you were there with those folks, the Vloggers Cruise, that was cool to see everybody. Because I finally saw Bob, Bob from Q's Cruisers. That was really cool. Hola, Scott Smith, how's it going, buddy? And Lori, I've been seeing Lori on here. Lori, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good time there. Tommy Dawson, how's it going? Tommy, I've been meeting some folks from Omaha that lived there for a long time too. So we had a great conversation. I'll get with you one of these days on that. And I'm learning more about the NATO school there too, by the way. Look at Kelly and Tammy going on there. Roll Tide, Scott says. Oh, sorry, I just came out of my mouth. What did I say? Oh no, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Kelly and Tammy. I really appreciate that. Keisha, I appreciate you being up here. I appreciate all you folks being here. That's for sure. Kelly and Tammy are amazing. I'm with you, Danny. I am with you, and you are too, by the way. Tammy's awesome. Not oh boy. Well, I think both you are. Okay, not all dinners wait for me. Take care, Laura. I hope you have a great dinner. That's for sure. It says a plug for you, but doesn't charge. Here we go. Yeah, I really enjoyed Greg and Felicia. That was really, really cool. Learned a lot about them. I learned that was just really, really neat. And that's why I like doing these. You learn so much about people. And good folks out there. A lot of good folks. All jokes aside, we love you all. There you go. Hey, Lothar. How y'all doing? Doing great. Lothar saying, go get us spaghetti ice on the Did someone say spaghetti eyes? Keisha, yes, sir. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I am. I was thinking yes, sir, me. But yes. Yeah, it keeps me busy. It keeps me going too. It keeps me going. So I enjoy it. I try to be specific as possible. My channels like Germany. Violin. Just to, I don't know. I categorize things, but that's why I have my whatever floats my boat with a twist is whatever floats my boat. So absolutely. Oh, Bear Lamb, Tommy Johnson. Brian, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, there it is. Right down under cruisers coming on at 10 o'clock. I would love for you to come by there and tell them that Darren sent you from Magnificent Germany with Darren. Because Germany's magnificent with Darren, with me. That's what I like to do. I like to come and show people Germany. I'm a vlog style. I like vlogging. Saying, hey, this is, it's just, that's how I roll. That's good stuff. I played the rail like, no. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I'm going to learn how to play the kazoo. Hey, that's awesome. Depeche Mode did that. Sing the Charlotte. No one else. This guy does too. Absolutely. I can sing. Woo. Something like that. Right. She says, thanks for sharing, Darren. Greg Felicia. Have a great weekend. You too, Keisha. I hope you're hearing this, and thank you for being here. They're amazing people. I agree. Keisha and Danny, there we go. Thank you, Kel and Tammy. Y'all have been busy with these links, and that is awesome. I appreciate that. We do a 24-hour show. That would be neat. You know what? You're the third person, like in the last 2 weeks, that said that. A 24-hour show. That's a long time. I don't know. That's a long. You're literally the third person, Lothar. Wow. Maybe I ought to do something like that. I don't know. There it is. Good deal. Thank you. If you ever need help, hit me up. Hey, well, thanks, Danny. I appreciate that. I certainly will. We miss so much, our friend. I'm caught up in the chat. Guys, I just want to say a big thank you. I really enjoy my friends on YouTube. I really do. It's the highlight of my day to come here, and the highlight of my week, knowing that, hey, let's go on live stream. I didn't do live streams for a while because life keeps you busy, like today, daughter's birthday. It's been busy like crazy. I didn't get a chance to put a video out this week, and that's okay because I had to take care of my baby girl, so that's good stuff. But anyways, thank you for being here, and going over next to Naughty Cruisers, and then after that, Sean and Alana from the Down Under Cruisers. All right, folks, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna end with a video, and then I'm gonna say my goodbye. Here it goes. Hang on a second. It's coming. Hang on a second. Where is it? I can't find it. Let me see. I haven't done this one in a while. Here it goes. Y'all ready? Howdy, folks. Welcome to Schweifert. One of the best things to do in Schweifert is, guess what? Spaghetti ice. Don't you agree?
Yes, it's very good.
How is it? Taste good?
Very good.
Oh, stay tuned, folks. I'm in heaven. Yes. All right, folks. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, doggies and juice. Oh, yes, sir, Bob. Bob. Oh, Bob. We got to find Bob. He's out there somewhere. I guess I better hit the end broadcast button. Let me try it again.